My name is Andrea Robertson. I'm the President and CEO of STARS. I'd like to thank all of you for joining STARS Air Ambulance at our 2016 Annual General Meeting for Shock Trauma Air Rescue Service. Welcome. I'd like to introduce our board members to you if I could, and when I do, could you please stand when you're named? Dave Mowat, Pat Woozwa. Those two are our current board chairs. Welcome. Our directors, Linda Bannister, Dino DeLuca, Dr. Ann Doig, Randy Garvey, Mona Hale, Michael Hoffert, Kent Caulfield, Dr. John Kortbeek, Stuart Lee, Dan McLean, Sean McBurney, Greg Melchin, Irene Pfeiffer, Lionel Robbins, Evan Sogstad, Ben Voss. Welcome. Sending their regrets today is Rod Kennedy, Scott Saxberg, and Myron Standick. Please, and anyone who wants to come up and be seated, all you blue suits, there's lots of chairs up here if you'd like to join us. We have a nominee to join our STARS board this year, Mr. Michael Guttormson, VP Legal, James Richardson's and Sons Limited from Manitoba. The current directors will review their term for another 3 years. Dino DeLuca, Michael Hoffert, Kent Caulfield, Sean McBurney, Lionel Robbins, and Scott Saxberg for an additional 3 years. And Mr. Randy Garvey will also be renewing his term this year for an additional year. I will now ask Dave Mowat to open the annual general meeting for Shock Trauma Air Rescue Service.
Great, thanks Andrea. Just one sec. There's your clicker. Kind of a thing of power for you, isn't it? So thank you Andrea, and I want to welcome you all to the 2016 STARS annual general meeting. And I know tickets were in high demand, and I'm really happy all of you were able to get in. I will now call the annual general meeting of the STARS service to order. The notice of meeting was forwarded to the voting members. Voting members of STARS are entitled to 1 vote each. Voting members of the organization are also the directors of the organization. The date of record for the meeting is August 18th, 2016. The quorum for STARS annual general meeting is 3 voting members. It's a big question, Leanne.
We do.
Did you do that at your wedding too before you even asked the question? Do we have quorum?
We do.
There we go. Just wanted to say that ATB commercial again. The quorum is declared. The presence of a voting member invalidates any proxy received on behalf of that voting member. 2 proxies have been received from Saxberg and Stadnick in their absence, and no limitations have been placed on their voting. The agenda and the 2016 community report were available at registration for those wishing to have a copy, and the 2015-2016 combined financial statements will also be posted on the STARS website at the termination of the AGM. Further minutes of the last annual general meeting held in 2015 were made available to the voting members. Leanne Lickness is the secretary of the meeting, and the agenda was also available to you at the registration desk. The voting members received the agenda in advance of the meeting, and to the voting members, are there any requests for changes to the agenda? Hearing none, I would like to call for a motion to accept the agenda. Could you please stand and state your name as you put forward your motion? All in favor? Any opposed? The motion is carried. We will now address the approval of the minutes of the previous AGM. To the voting members, are there any errors or omissions in the minutes? With no request for corrections or amendments, I now call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous annual general meeting. Seconder? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion is carried. We'll now move to item 4 on the agenda, the election of directors. The directors of the service generally rotate through a 3-year term. The nominee recommended by the Governance and Nominating Committee was presented to and approved by the Board of Directors on June 28, 2016 for presentation to the voting members on this for election today at this AGM. Please stand as I read your name. Dino DeLuca for a 3-year term, Randy Garvey, Michael Hofford, Kent Caulfield, right, Sean McBurney, Lionel Robbins, Scott Satsberg, it's not here. And the nominee for the STARS Service Board, the new nominee for the STARS Service Board this year is Michael Guttormson. Unfortunately, Mr. Guttormson was so excited about this opportunity he couldn't be here to, no, I'm not kidding. It doesn't say that here. We will welcome him onto the board. It's a great addition to the STARS board. I will now call for a motion to cease nominations for directors of the service.
Michael Hofford, I move the nomination cease.
Call for a seconder. All in favor? Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion is carried. I'll now call for a motion to re-elect or elect director nominees for the terms as that were listed.
Don Kirby, I move that the nominees for directors of the Shopton Aerospace Society for service be elected and re-elected as outlined in the terms of office as indicated. Dino DeLuca, 3 years, Randy Garvey, 1 year, Michael Hofford, 3 years, Ken Crawford, 3 years, Sean McBurney, 3 years, Lionel Robbins, 3 years, Scott Saxford, 3 years, Michael Guttormson, 3 years.
All in favor? Any opposed? Abstentions? I declare the motion carried. Welcome to our newly elected and re-elected directors. So this is the really exciting part of the meeting. It kind of builds on a crescendo. The auditors acting for the Board of Directors of Service for the 2016-17 fiscal year have been the firm of PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP Chartered Accountants. The Audit and Finance Committee have recommended to the Board of Directors that PricewaterhouseCoopers be reappointed for the 2016-2017 fiscal year, and this recommendation was accepted by the Board on June 28, 2016. I would like to call for a motion to reappoint PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP Chartered Accountants as our auditors for the 2016-17 fiscal year at a remuneration to be set by the Board of Directors of the Society.
Great excitement and anticipation for this most outstanding motion. I move that the members of Shopton Air Rescue Service appoint PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP Accountants as auditors for the 2016-2017 fiscal year at a remuneration to be fixed by the Board of Directors of the Shopton Air Rescue Service.
Well done. Now there is a seasoned director. Seconder? Thanks, Elaine. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Abstentions? I declare the motion carried. And at this time, on behalf of the STARS Board, I'd like to thank our auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, for the exemplary work they have carried out during the past year. The combined financial statements are included in the community report you have received at registration, and the financial statements and auditor's report were received with the auditors were reviewed with the auditors by Audit and Finance Committee on June 16, 2016, and were approved by the Board of Directors of STARS on June 28, 2016. We are pleased to report that the STARS has again been given an unqualified, clear report by auditors PricewaterhouseCoopers. This report is included with the financial statements. We have both Samantha Fernandez and Ian Gunn from PricewaterhouseCoopers here at present, and if anyone has any questions about IFRS or that auditor's report, they can raise them now. Come on. Sorry, we don't have enough time, sir. Hearing no sensical questions, I would ask that Jeff Quick, the STARS Executive Vice President of the Foundation and Chief Financial Officer, present the 2015-2016 financial report.
Okay. Yeah, now the really exciting part. So for March 31st, 2016, we entered the year with a strong organizational cash and working capital position. Our fundraising and operating revenues continue to support our fundraising expenses and capital expenditures. In fact, this year we reduced our operating expenditures by about $1.7 million from the prior year, and we reduced our bank indebtedness by $2.5 million. Now, having said all that, the current economic environment is impacting our fundraising revenues. However, as with last year, we will continue to manage our revenues against our expenses to meet our commitments. In 2016, the Alberta Lottery sold out with great support from the Alberta communities. And the Saskatchewan Lottery was 97% sold out, which is fantastic given the current economic environment. And in our provinces of Saskatchewan and Manitoba, we currently have 2 ongoing government contracts which provide us with the financial support in those 2 provinces. Thank you.
So, I guess we have time if anybody had any questions of Jeff.
I noticed here on the financial statement that Manitoba only fundraises to a point of 10%. Do you know if Manitoba's doing anything to raise more of their own money instead of having the government kick in the money?
You want to address that, Jeff, or?
Yes, every province we go into has a different fundraising. As you know, we've been here for 30 years, and in Saskatchewan we had a head start. We came into Manitoba with the back end of a flood relief contract, so if you actually look at the year over year, our fundraising is continuing to grow, but it will be slower. It's a different community there, but it continues to grow, and we look for growth this year. Any other questions?
Any other questions for Jeff? Let him sit down again before you ask, and then we'll get him back up here. Perfect. Thanks a lot, Jeff, and to the team, and certainly to Randy Garvey, who's the chair of our Audit and Finance Committee, who does a terrific job along with everyone else on the committee. I'd like to now call for a motion from the voting members of STARS to acknowledge receipt of the combined financial statements and auditor's report for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2016, and to acknowledge receipt of the 2015-2016 financial report presented by management. Very good. Seconder? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Now the highlight of the meeting, I'd ask that our President and CEO, Ms. Andrea Robertson, present her annual report.
Thank you. I think that sound is all we need to hear for my annual report. It sums it all up in that just that sound, is it not? That is why we're here. That's why we're still here 30 years later. Let's just wait a minute. Or 2 or 8. 2? Okay. You can read because you won't be able to hear me. I think that what's extraordinary is that we're looking after patients across Western Canada. You can call it 3,400 missions, 23 patients, or you can say that there were over 3,000 communities touched, 3,000 families touched, 3,000 communities, workplaces, and of course individuals. On average, we fly 9 times a day across our 6 bases. We were out this morning around 7 a.m. We're out again now. It's the whole reason we exist. 10 years here, folks. 10 years at this base. It's pretty cool. Lots of calls and volumes that you can read for yourself, and you know what, we're going to have lots more chit-chats when we start celebrating our 10 years post-AGM, so let's save it for then. I'd like to any second now acknowledge 3 members of our board that are departing today, as is our helicopter. Where are we going, Greg? Whitecourt. There you go, wow. Anyway, they're gone and we wish them well and a safe flight. But I really would like to spend just a few minutes acknowledging three members that supported our board for 6 and 7 years. And it's my pleasure and I'm a little sad to say goodbye to our departing board chair, Mr. Dave Mowat. Dave, as you know, is the president of ATB Financial. He has served on our board of directors since 2009 to present and was our board chair since 2010. With 1 year also on the Audit and Finance Committee, and he has been an extraordinary contributor, I think that you all know, and an unfailing supporter of STARS. Thank you, Dave. Mr. Greg Melchin, Corporate Director, served on our STARS board from 2010 to present and is a member of the Audit and Finance Committee since that time, and we talked about how incredible he is, and again, on behalf of all of STARS and the Board of Directors, thank you, Greg. Mr. Rod Kennedy, an investment advisor for RBC, unfortunately is not with us today, but he served on our board from 2010 to present as a member of the Investment Committee and was chair until the committee was merged with the Audit and Finance Committee, wherein Rod has served on the the Audit and Finance Committee since that time. Thank you all for your unwavering dedication and service over the years. I would like to acknowledge Pat Woozwa, who has served as our co-chair to Dave for the last 2 years, as well as Dino DeLuca, who has been appointed vice chair of our board of directors. We are very much looking forward to leveraging both your skills, your expertise, your kind wisdom for the benefit of all of us as STARS and the patients that we serve. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks very much, Andrea. We're about to close the 2016 AGM, and I just wanted to say thank you to all the board members, and in particular Pat for stepping up. I stepped away to do the royalty review and really didn't do a thing in that time, and I think things got a little better and more efficient in that period of time. But the last year has been, for everybody at STARS, whether you work here or whether you're on the board or whether you're one of our partners, it's been in a time of excitement, and there's just lots of energy as we move forward to a commitment to 3 provinces. And I'm sad to leave the board, but couldn't be happier to see the caliber of people that are both working here and who are on the board of directors. So thank you all very much. And if there is no further business, I'd like to call for a motion to terminate the annual meeting. Seconded? All in favor? Let's eat. Okay.